Hello, dear Steelers fans. Today, I bring you a piece of news that has sparked debate in the football community, especially among our team's supporters. It's about a surprising, and for some, rather wild proposal involving none other than our quarterback, Russell Wilson. I assure you, you won't want to miss any details of this story. It all started on a recent episode of the popular sports show Get Up, where Mike Tannenbaum, a former general manager with experience with the New York Jets and Miami Dolphins, put forward an idea that has left many people stunned. According to Tannenbaum, the Pittsburgh Steelers should consider the possibility of making a trade with the Minnesota Vikings. And what would be the goal of this trade? None other than sending our star quarterback, Russell Wilson, to the Vikings and, in return, bringing Ryan Tannehill to Pittsburgh. This proposal, which some consider risky, is based on the current situation of the Minnesota Vikings, who recently lost their rookie quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, due to an unfortunate meniscus injury that will sideline him for the season. With McCarthy out, the Vikings have had to rely on Sam Darnold as their starting quarterback, but Tannenbaum believes Russell Wilson could be a significant upgrade for them compared to Darnold. On the other hand, Tannenbaum argues that Ryan Tannehill could be a viable option for the Steelers, especially considering that Tannehill had some of the best moments of his career when he played for the Tennessee Titans under the direction of Arthur Smith. However, it's worth noting that Tannehill is already 36 years old, and his performance has declined since his peak seasons in 2019 to 2020. The idea of bringing a veteran quarterback like Tannehill to Pittsburgh has definitely sparked divided opinions among experts and fans. But before we jump to conclusions, it's crucial to mention that our head coach, Mike Tomlin, has been clear about his stance on Russell Wilson. Tomlin has confirmed that Wilson will be the starting quarterback in the last preseason game against the Detroit Lions, which will take place this Saturday. This reinforces the idea that despite the difficulties Wilson has faced in the preseason, Tomlin and the team still trust him as the leader of our offense. It's true that Russell Wilson hasn't had the most impressive preseason, and his performance in the recent 9-3 loss to the Buffalo Bills has raised some doubts. However, it's important to remember that Wilson has faced several challenges in this process. To start, he missed the first 2 weeks of training camp due to a calf injury, which clearly affected his preparation and adaptation to the Steelers' offensive system. As a result, Arthur Smith, the team's offensive coordinator, was forced to limit the playbook during the game against Buffalo, preventing Wilson from showing his full potential. These circumstances have made the coaching staff's evaluation of Wilson incomplete. Without a representative sample of his performance, it's difficult to accurately judge his ability to lead the team in the regular season. Nevertheless, Tomlin has made it clear that he's willing to give Wilson the time and opportunities needed to prove that he can be the quarterback the Steelers need. Now, regarding Tannenbaum's proposal, it's important to point out that a trade involving Russell Wilson at this moment seems unlikely. Not only because Wilson is still considered the starting quarterback, but also because the Steelers probably wouldn't receive significant compensation in a deal with the Vikings. Moreover, the situation in Minnesota isn't ideal for Wilson. Let's remember that Wilson is no longer the same quarterback who dominated the league 10 years ago, and moving to a team like the Vikings, who are dealing with the loss of their rookie quarterback, might not be the best thing for either him or the Vikings. On the other hand, the Vikings seem comfortable with the idea of moving forward with Sam Darnold as their starter. Darnold has been preparing all offseason to take on that role, and although McCarthy was destined to be the franchise's future, it wasn't certain that he would have outperformed Darnold in the competition for the position. This reinforces the idea that the Vikings might opt not to make such a drastic move as trading for Wilson. The team has missed a key opportunity in the wide receiver market, as the Washington Commanders have decided to send Jahan Dotson, a former first-round pick, along with a fifth-round pick, to the Philadelphia Eagles. In return, the Commanders will receive a 2025 third-round pick and 2 seventh-round picks, in what has been a rare trade between division rivals, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter. This move leaves the Steelers without an important backup option in their pursuit of San Francisco 49ers star receiver Brandon Aiyuk. Dotson, who now joins the Eagles' ranks, would have been a solid alternative to bolster Pittsburgh's offense. The team will face Dotson and the Eagles in Week 15, a game that promises to be a significant challenge, especially considering that the Steelers haven't won in Philadelphia since 1965. Jahan Dotson, who was selected in the first round of the 2022 draft, showcased his talent with 35 receptions for 523 yards and 7 touchdowns in his rookie season, followed by 49 receptions for 517 yards and 4 touchdowns last season. His speed, with a 4.43-second time in the 40-yard dash at the NFL Scouting Combine, makes him a dangerous addition to Philadelphia's offense, which already features stars like A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, and tight end Dallas Goedert. Meanwhile, the Commanders will have to rely on Luke McCaffrey, Olamide Zaccheaus, and Diami Brown to support their number one receiver, Terry McLaurin. The Steelers will have the opportunity to face Washington in Week 10, which will be another crucial matchup. With Dotson off the radar, NFL expert Albert Breer suggests that the Steelers might look for other options if the negotiations for Brandon Aiyuk do not come to fruition. So far, Aiyuk and the 49ers have not made progress in their talks, and the Pittsburgh team is still waiting for a change in the situation. According to Mike Garafolo of NFL Network, Aiyuk seems to be firm in his position, which complicates the Steelers' aspirations to strengthen their receiving core. 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan tried to provide an update on Aiyuk's situation in a recent interview but made it clear that there hasn't been any significant progress. There are no new updates. "I wish I had something different to say, but nothing has changed yet," Shanahan commented. "Justin Fields, I've proven what I can do." That's right, folks. Justin Fields, the new quarterback for the Steelers, is gearing up to make his mark in Pittsburgh. After Thursday's practice, Fields confidently stated that he has demonstrated his ability and is ready to step into the starting role. Although he doesn't have full control over the final decision, Fields remains focused on what he can manage, his daily effort and leadership on the field. "Of course, it's something I want, but at the end of the day, I'm not the one making those decisions," Fields said. "I try not to think about things I can't control. I just focus on my daily work and how I interact with my teammates." Meanwhile, Russell Wilson seems to be in the lead for the starting spot. Mike Tomlin has confirmed that Wilson will be the starting quarterback in the upcoming preseason game against the Detroit Lions. Wilson has shown solid performance, completing 8 of 10 passes in the last game, although he was sacked 3 times. Fields, for his part, completed 11 of 17 passes for 92 yards and rushed for 42 yards in the recent loss to the Buffalo Bills. Despite his solid performance, it hasn't been enough to surpass Wilson in the battle for the starting position. Fields remains undeterred and is preparing for the next game with a positive outlook. "I have a lot of memories playing in Detroit," Fields said. "I'm familiar with this team and what they do defensively. I'm excited to step in with a new group and see how we do." Additionally, Tomlin wants to see more from Fields in the final preseason game, emphasizing the importance of showcasing a high level of play. "We want to see some of the things we've seen in practice. We want to see impactful plays," Tomlin commented. So, Steelers fans, stay tuned. The battle for the quarterback position is in full swing, and the competition is fierce. What do you think? Should Justin Fields be the starter, or do you believe Russell Wilson has earned it? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more exclusive Pittsburgh Steelers news.